jojoebi.com and a little techie bite. So today I just wanted to show you the inside of Edgar. So those that don't know, Edgar is a social media scheduling tool, somewhat like Hootsuite. But the advantage Edgar has is that it builds up a library of your content. So you can just keep adding things to your library and Edgar will recycle it. So you don't have to add new things each week. It's all already in there and you can just keep building on what you've already got. So this is great if you've already got a lot of blog content, for example, that you want to share. So I'll just go through what's inside so you can see how I've set it up. Now I don't know whether this is the correct way. This is the Joe way and it works for me, so we'll see. So we're in the library here. And as you can see, I've got a lot of categories in the library. I'll go through those in a minute. Oops. And my accounts at the bottom. And I've got over 1,000 items in the library. And this is something I add all my new blog posts to, and I add anything, good reviews that I've had, things like that, all go into the library and I'll put them into a category and I'll show you that in a minute. So the next section is the queue. So this is what's going to be going out over the next 2 weeks. So today is September the 9th and the Inspired Mama Revolution is my private paid group. So there's a post going out for that at 10 AM. And then my Organised Chaos, that's my Facebook page. So there's a post going out at 12. It's a Pinterest board. Montessori Crash Course is another group that I've got that's for paid content. So there's a post going out for that. So for the groups, and I think Edgar is maybe one of the only schedulers that does this, I can schedule posts to go out into my groups, which is great for engagement because it gets the conversation started and it means I don't have to be sitting in there all day. So I'll send out these posts encouraging my students to do whatever, and often find I get comments and then I can go in and I can answer questions or give feedback or whatever. So it's also great for your group engagement. So this one's going out to Twitter, it's a Montessori thing. The Moms That Rock, that's my free group. Getting people to follow me on Instagram, an Instagram thread, another one for Twitter. So as you can see, today I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 posts going out to various groups. So for me to actually sit and schedule that in, 12 posts for one day would take me a lot of time. And if I got my VA to do it, it would take her a lot of time and I'd be paying for it. By this way, most of these posts are from various library categories, and so they just get reused and reused. And some of them are scheduled to go out on specific days at specific times, and then others are in the schedule so I can move them around and change things up depending on how well the posts are doing at certain times of the day and things. So if we have a look at the schedule, so this has all the accounts and you can see I've got stuff going out at 12 o'clock every day, and this is something I need to play around with, and I'll look at my stats and tweak things. So I'll maybe find, I found that from 6 AM to 8 AM is a good time to post on my wall, on my Facebook page, because I get a lot of interaction at that time. And then again in the evening from about 6 to 8, 9 maybe, again I get more interaction at that time, so that's also a good time to post. Things like posting into the groups with actions to do throughout the day. they don't seem to matter so much on what time I post them, so I can do that throughout the day. And then and also things like on my Facebook page, I'll have things from the library posted on a regular basis, so I'll maybe have 6 posts going out throughout a day for just the Facebook page. Let's see if we can just look at that one. That one, isn't it? So as you can see, there's quite a lot going out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 posts a day. And it's a big variety, as you can see from the colours, the different types of posts that are going out. But I'll also add things, maybe I've seen something and I'll share it, or I'll suddenly think of something and have an aha moment and share that. So I go and post personally as well. So there's a good mix of both. So with the schedule, I'm hoping that one day they'll make these drag and drop, but at the moment they're not. But you can just change the time here and the day and it'll move it. So categories. I think this is probably the best bit. You can have a category on anything, and as you can see I've got quite a few. Some of these are redundant now because I closed down the Clear the Clutter group, but I haven't got around to closing the category down. So you can add, let's have a look at this one for example, if we edit it. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Anyway, you can see how many items I've got in each library. So some of these, for example, the Mums That Rock Money, I've got 5 posts in there and they go out once a month. So that means, or is it once a week? No, maybe once a week. But there's 5 different posts. So that means they get recycled, and it doesn't look like the same content over and over again. And I do intend to add some more in there, but these were the ones that I just set up to start with. So I recommend that if you've got a category and to just start off with, add in like a month's worth, and then you can come back the next month and add a few more things. So some of the categories have got a lot more. Let me find one. Like the top tips for mum's got 20, and I'll come back to that in a second. Let's see. Big questions, that's got 24. They go out once a week, I think, and so it's quite a while before the same question comes up again. And same with like from the fans, they are snippets that people have written about my book or my courses or whatever, and I'm sharing them. Again, because there's quite a few in the category, it takes a while for the same thing to come out again. So your users, your readers, your fans are not going to get bored by the same old content being thrown at them. And then down here we've got use once. So this I use for sharing other people's content because I don't really want their content in my library, but I do want to be sharing other people's content as well. So I'm in a Montessori bloggers group, and we have a weekly post where everyone shares blog posts or Pinterest boards and things like that. So I'll often just go in there and add those to the use once. And then when I am surfing through Facebook and I'll see posts that I think would be interesting for my fans, I save them, and then once a week I'll sit down and add all those to the use once category as well. So there's always a big stock of things in here. And this was great over the summer. I didn't go into Edgar at all over the summer for about 5 weeks. And when I checked my stats, they didn't drop at all because the content was still going out. I was still getting interaction. I was still getting people commenting. So in that case, I really think it's definitely worth the money each month. Accounts, this is where you add all your social media accounts. So, like the Facebook groups I'm in, well, Facebook groups that I own or admin, and my page is the Twitter account. I don't really use LinkedIn, so I haven't got that on there. Yeah, so I'm not sure if there's a limit on how many accounts you can have. I got into Edgar when it was first launched, so I'm not sure what the current, you know, current limits are or whatever. Stats. This is worth coming into every now and again to see what time your best posts are and things like that. So some of these are not great. I tend to find questions do really well, and depending on what time of the day as well makes a big difference to when they get likes and shares. What else? Videos, if you upload straight to Facebook, they get a lot more interaction and get shown to a lot more people. So I tend to do it that way rather than schedule it, or do both, so it's getting scheduled as well. And sign out. And then to add content, I don't actually have anything to add at the moment. You pick which account you want. So say my organised chaos, you pick a category. So which one is it going to go into? It could be, say, use once. And you put in your text. You can add an image. You can set the time if you want it to go out. You know, if you're doing a launch or something, you might not want it to be going out weekly. You might want it to go out on a specific time to a specific date. So you can fill that in, and then you just save the content and it's done. So that's it. I hope that helps. If you've got any questions, give me a shout, and that is it.